Hi, boys and girls. Well, today we're going to read a tale. Now, a tale is a different kind of story. It kind of has a little message to it. So this story is called Little Penguin's Tale, which is different to an animal's tale. Let me show you. So, we have the word tale, which is a kind of story that has a message. And then we have tale, which is an animal's tale. Do you see the difference? I do too. They both have the same beginning letters, but their middle and end letters are different. So this is a tale, a type of story, and this is a tale that's like an animal's tail. Like a cheetah has a long tail, and a penguin has a very stubby tail. So let's find out what's in our tale about a tail. Let's find out. All right. So we have Little Penguin's Tale, which is written by Audrey Wood. And I can tell already that this book is probably going to be a fictional story, because I don't think I'm going to find these birds down in Antarctica. Well, let's have a look. Ooh, looking at this picture, I can tell that it is either early in the morning or early in the evening by those warm colors of a sunset or a sunrise. And we've got our cool colors down here for our snow. And I happen to see some shadowy outlines of some animals that are coming. I wonder if it is the sunrise or the sunset. I'm going to have to read and find out. Oh, and so far I see these little penguins are following this penguin who has a crook, and they're following nicely in line. But this one is not following the line. Little Penguin's Tale by Audrey Wood. Shh, little penguins, now don't make a peep, and Grandnanny Penguin will tell you a tale of long, long ago. I can see these little penguins are listening to Grandnanny Penguin, but this one, not following directions. And I'm beginning to think that it's sunrise because the picture is getting lighter. And I happen to notice a predator. Once there lived a little penguin just like you, except little penguin didn't listen to his Grandnanny tales. One morning at the break of dawn, he snuck off by himself to find some fun in the snowy polar world. So right away I can see that this is a tale about a penguin who does not follow the rules. I wonder how well that's going to work out for him. Up one hill and down another, he soon left all his friends behind. Look at me, little penguin cried. I'm sliding on my tummy, far, far away from home. You can see the group still over here, but little penguin. Now everyone knows a little penguin can get lost far, far away from home. Do you still see that predator out at sea? But he didn't. Right away, little Penguin came upon a band of dancing Goonie birds. They were beating on tin cans and blowing tunes through empty glass bottles. So that's pretty fun. He's come across some Goonie birds, but I don't know if that's where he's supposed to be. We can definitely tell now that this book is a fiction story because Goonie birds are not going to bang on cans and blow into glass bottles. Little Penguin had never heard such music. It tickled his beak and made him laugh. His feet began to move. "Look at me!" Little Penguin cried. "I'm dancing with the Goonie birds." Looks like he's having a good time. Now everyone knows a little penguin can get into big trouble dancing with the Goonie birds. Those other penguins are staying with Grandnanny. This little guy, not so much. But he didn't. Soon they danced into a rickety boat and sailed out to the Walrus Polar Club. "Golly jolly good old chaps," a walrus called. "Do come in and have some fun, won't you?" "Hey-ho!" the Goonie birds cheered. "We will!" "Me too," little Penguin said, and he followed them inside. Still noticing that predator over there. And now we definitely know this book is fiction because we know walrus live in the North Pole and penguins are down in the South Pole. So the two of them would never really meet. Little Penguin had never seen such a place. It was a madcap club where animals gathered from all over the world to do whatever they pleased. Before long, he jumped in the middle and joined the fun. "Look at me!" Little Penguin cried. "I'm the wildest of all." Wow, that kind of reminds me of a circus or a really fantastic show. We can see Little Penguin balancing on a tightrope. Hope he doesn't lose his balance. Uh-oh. Now everyone knows a little penguin can get hurt when he's the wildest of all. Looks like Grandnanny is starting to pack up the picnic supplies for their snack. And I'm noticing that that predator is getting a lot closer to the little boat. But he didn't. On and on they danced and played until even the wildest grew weary. That's tired. Little Penguin could hardly keep his eyes open, so he wandered outside and lay down to take a nap. "Look at me! Oh, look at me!" Little Penguin yawned. "I'm falling asleep by the deep, dark sea." I don't know that this is going to be the best place for a penguin to fall asleep. Now everyone knows a little penguin can get eaten by a whale if he falls asleep by the deep, dark sea. Yikes! Things are not looking good for the little penguin. And that's just what happened. A great whale opened its mouth and gobbled him up in one bite. Poor little penguin. That was the end of him. He should have followed the rules and stayed with the group. Then he wouldn't get gobbled by the great whale. What a sad tale. Oh dear. Oh my goodness. Don't cry, little penguins. It's just a tale of long ago. And I suppose it could have ended differently. Now, where was I? Yes. Little Penguin fell asleep by the deep, dark sea. Then the great whale opened its mouth and tried to gobble him up. Wow, so Grandnanny is changing the story Why do you think she's changing the story? I agree with you. The little penguins do look upset. Too upset about that horrible ending. But little Penguin was too clever. Quick as a wink, he jumped out of the whale's mouth and onto the rickety boat. Wow! This seems like it might be a better ending. And sailed all the way back home to his grand nanny and friends. But not, mind you, before the great whale managed to rip off a few of his very best tail feathers. So a tale of a tale. He lost part of his tail in this penguin tale. Oops! And that is the end of Little Penguin's tale. And we can see that he has a little bare spot where he lost some of those tail feathers. Yikes. Maybe next time he will follow directions and stay with the group where it is safest to be. And there they are, marching back home to their igloos. But we know penguins don't really live in igloos. But I'm glad to see that he is staying with the group. I think it's very important to follow rules and directions. They help to keep us safe. Part of being a member of a group is to follow the rules or directions so that everyone is safe together. I want you to think of a time when you followed the rules and why it's important to follow the rules. And then write about it in your journal and tell us, why is it important to follow rules? How does that keep us safe as members of a community and a group?